Greetings, welcome to day 90 of Project Dig. Thanks for joining. Project Dig is a 2D multiplayer automation survival game that I am developing entirely here on Twitch and uploading all the VODs to YouTube. And yeah, day 90. That's getting close to 100. 9/10 of the way there to triple digits. So we are working on the particle editor more. Yesterday we kind of were playing around with things and got just like some really basic stuff set up. Today I want to continue working on that and see how far we can take it. So hopefully this doesn't have to really build. Dang, it does. Okay. I should have built it earlier. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to just be working on that. What the particle emitter or particle editor is. It's just a little simple UI that I want to develop to help kind of I get particles exactly how we want, and then have like a little database where the particles are stored in. So kind of this is like the general idea of everything. So we'll have this in general, the emitter selection and channel selection. So it will, the editor will allow you to select a particle emitter. So you can select it or add, remove them. So kind of manage your particle emitters, and it will just automatically load up the database. So there's this one file that it's maintaining, and it's always that one file, and it'll just be like, I don't know exactly where I want to put it yet. We'll see. Probably just be at like the root file, or I don't know, somewhere. Anyways, so then there'll also be channel selection. Just be able to have like a group of maybe like 10 channels per emitter. And then a bunch of other stuff to go along with it. The particle properties, channel properties, some visuals. And yeah, that's it. At least like the initial version. Hey, Cooler in Dallas, what's up, guys? Greetings. Okay, cool. Looks like it's almost done building. I think it's faster building now. I think something. Seeds demo. Oh. Are you seriously going to make me? Okay, cool. I thought it was going to be like, and now you need to rebuild again. Okay, let's set this as the default project for now. So we can see what this looks like. But yeah, I think something Andrew did made it faster. Oh, I deleted that. Dig build. Yes, I nuked that directory. I kind of forgot about that. Dang, that kind of sucks actually. Wonder if we should change that. Okay, sorry. I'm missing the DLLs now. I don't actually know what are all of the DLLs that we even need for this. Maybe I'll just search for DLL. We want all of those things. Okay, that's not too bad. It's nice enough to do them by platform. Okay, build, debug. Let's go ahead and replace all of those, and hopefully now it works. No, file is open. Which file? Shaders, DX11. Shouldn't it? Oh, is it not setting the? I don't think it has. Yeah, I guess I need to change that. Okay. Probably need to change that somehow. Do I need to put it inside of there? Maybe I do. I didn't think so. I don't think I do. Looking for shaders DX11 vs pause color bin. DX11 vs pause color bin. Yeah, why can't it find it? It should be using this directory. Is there something else that's different about it? Release. Oh, whoops. I changed it for the wrong. I did this yesterday too. I need to change that. It should be like ... or something. So the working directory was wrong. Okay, cool. So this is what we have so far. It's really basic. All it is this particle emitter that just continuously emits particles, and that's it. And so what I want to mess with now is getting the UI to work. So that way I can like change this value. So I could say like, oh, this is 3, and that will actually make it so that it's like doing more. Have you thought about using a build system like CMake or Premake to handle all the build steps and copies and so on? Actually, most of that's already set up. The like copying over those DLLs is something that we could probably do as well in all of this, but Andrew, the other dev, he made this pretty cool script. So he set up CMake, and he made this cool little bat file that runs everything, and then we'll even launch Visual Studio. So one thing we could do is like maybe create those files or something. I don't know, or maybe it would be part of the build step or something like that. That's probably what we should do, is a build step that like copies over these DLLs. That's something that we could do. And then one thing I need to fix is getting it so that it properly sets the working directory. But yeah, like all of that was kind of set up in the last like 2 days, and so there's still like a few like growing pains that we're working through, but for the most part it's pretty cool, and like it's working and doing a good job. Okay, so yeah, we have our UI. I fixed up one thing yesterday that we kind of ended on, which is that we need needed to expose these events. Right now I just made it so that there's like event basic and event Unicode. There's probably something more I could do. Actually, I know there's something more I could do with this. So right now, in order to get all of this to work properly, where I have our Lua script, Lua expose, properly parse this header file and expose this, it kind of gets upset that this like event or event Unicode, which is just using of these, if I had those, it would like complain and say, oh, I don't know what that is, that's not exposed, because it wasn't being exposed, because we actually need to expose it here. So really what I would like to do, I think, is make it so that instead, this would be a kind of larger change, and I don't really feel like dealing with it right now, but what should happen is that it detects that, hey, we don't have this like event Unicode, and it should automatically expose that user type for us rather than just saying, oh yeah, you don't have that exposed. Because the unfortunate thing about it now is, in order to get this to work properly, what I have to do is make this using, set it up here in like this forward file, use it in here, and then also I need to go into this Lua user type template and expose that here as well. And so it's just super messy to have to do all that. The one problem with this, like trying to, like, I would like for it to be automatic, and it already is kind of, it's like halfway there. It detects that we don't have that user type being exposed, but it doesn't automatically expose it for us. There's also the other problem, which is that if we were trying to have it be automatically exposed, it doesn't know how to name it. And so we would end up having a problem with that in here, I think, where it'd be like, how does it know that this event const Unicode ref? And so this is the parameters that you pass into the event. How does it know that should be called like event Unicode or event basic if it doesn't take any parameters or something? So I'm not really sure how to do that. Yeah, maybe what I could do is have it so it's automatically exposed, and then inside of the script I can have it look up a name. So if it's automatically exposing this new user type, it says like, oh hey, this templated user type is being exposed. We know what the actual thing is, like the event, so it can easily look up that, the templated class. And so it knows what it needs to put inside of it. It just doesn't know like what this stuff is. And so what I think, what I'd like to do is maybe have this some mapping where it's like, hey, if we have an event that takes the type const Unicode ref, then name it event Unicode. And so that would be all inside of this script here. And I could see that being a large improvement, because then we would no longer need to, we wouldn't have to do a using for this stuff, or type def, whatever. And I mean, I guess we technically don't at the moment, but it kind of acts as the name that we use to expose that. And the best part is that then we don't have to put it in here. Yeah. So it's just something that I probably want to do soon. Because I ran into this problem and I was like, yeah, I was tempted to try to do it the other way, but I just decided to do it this way for now. So anyways, we do have those events set up, And so we should be able to listen to on text submit and just see how that is. Hey, that's awesome, Sound of Gaming. Welcome. I hope the test flight stuff goes well. Okay, so let's see here. What we want to do now, I think. What is this? I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Excuse me. Ugh. I already had 2 cups of coffee today. I can't have any more. Okay, so what I want to do is change this. So I'm thinking what we want to do is we're gonna have this on text submit, and it's going to be kind of like what we do up here where we need to say, wait, on activate listen. Why is it a dot? Local create header add. I guess it needs to be a dot. What's the name of this? I might need to change the name of that. Right now it is okay. Yeah, not the nicest name. Maybe we'll change it to on text submit. All right, and what I want to do is listen, and I think we can just add this function in here. And so this takes the text and then we can call end. I think this is right. I might be wrong. And what do we do at this point? So this is the max amount. So what we want to do is say we want to get the channel. Where's that? Here we go. We want to do just that, right? We already have the channel though. Okay, so I think that's right. Oh, it's not +1. It's just going to be set to whatever the text is, right? That means that text, oh wait, Lua cast string to end. To number, okay. To number text. Oh, and what we'll end up needing to do is say that it's I don't see that. I think I have to set it in. Right. I need to set it. What is that called again? Is it core? Oh yeah, it's a UIS, right? So in here, this is our like style sheet. Essentially, we have somewhere in here. So I believe it's just going to be the default edit label. Size, no. Full time, no. We might want to make it so it's full-time though. Text offset, size, wait. Okay, what is it called again? It's called numeric only. Oh, there it is, default. There we are. So for some of these, we want to make it so it's numeric only. Yeah. We'll do that in a bit. Okay, so I think that's good. And then this one, we just need to say, hey, change the max to the min. And then we will go. Okay, so let's say that this is 3. Hey, I think it worked. So if we change this to a 3 as well, it should always spit out 3. Awesome, that's working. Yay! So we can say it goes from like 3 to 8. Seems to always be 3. Why is that? Right? It's always 3. Let me look at that. Channel state. Not the channel state. I just want the channel. Max is 3. So max amount. Huh. Must be running into an error. No. I wonder what's going on here. I wonder if like the channel got cleaned up or something. Here, let's try this. We'll say we'll move this into here. Are we even using the channel? Oh, we do. Yeah. I guess in this case, we technically could just put that in there, right? Okay, let's try that. It now seems to be doing 1 or 2. As it's 1 to 3. That's not right. I don't know why it's not updating the max properly. Huh. What's going on there? Did it, for some reason, get removed? So it's no longer calling that function? I guess what we can do is, let's do this. Let's print emitter, or we'll just print this value. $13. Suddenly it works. Oh, yeah, see, look, it did stop. See, it's not doing it anymore. Okay, so it must be that this is getting removed. Maybe I need to return false in that case. Here, let's take a look at this. Event.hpp. It's where it gets invoked. Invoking pushback. Alright, listen. Remove has invoked. Where's the okay, here we go. What event is it calling? Oh, on highlight, I see. Pull back. Alright, I think. Yeah, so it doesn't have it anymore. So I think what's happening is that it's getting removed. Why did it not break there? Should have broken. Empty, callback, listen. Okay, let's go to exactly where we are using this, which is edit label submit. This says it has 0 callbacks. Okay, let's actually restart. 1 second. Okay. So we'll set this to 5. It should work. So it says it's invoking, it has the callbacks. Oh wait, it doesn't, oh, it has sold callback. Oh, maybe that's why it wasn't working. I was looking at the wrong one. Sold callbacks, yes. So we got the result. Is valid. Is it a bool? Get bool. Wait, what was the result? I'm not returning anything, which I'm guessing means that it's nil. Okay, so we found like a little issue here. I think what I want to do is say something like result is valid and is there a way to say it's nil? Sol no. Get type. Nil, is this the nil type? I don't know what this is. Kind of forget. This soul type table. Oh, okay. So I guess I probably need soul type nil. There we go. So really what I want is to do this. Just say if the result is not that and oh wait, no, if it is, there we go. That's what we want. If it is nil or if it's true, then we want to iterate. Okay, yeah. That should work. So basically, like, if you don't return a value, then it's fine. What we want to do is say, hey, if you return false, then that means to destroy it. So if you don't return anything, or if you return true, then that means to keep the function or the callback. We were not returning anything, which meant that it was being destroyed. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, there we go. We were returning true there, which is why it was being kept. No longer surprised. Yeah, I think not returning anything should be the same as returning true, honestly. Just waiting for that to compile. This event.hpp is included in a lot of files. Alright, we'll make sure that this is working. I believe it will be. Build succeeded. All right. So let's set it to 5. I think we can continue. There we go. And it should say that the type is... what is the type? Index 1. Do I need to say get type 1? I don't think so, but maybe I do. That should have worked. Dang, and now we have to recompile everything again. Get type. Oh, I think I don't specify it. Yeah, well, it defaults to 0. So that's not working. What is the like default value? None? Maybe that's it. We'll try that. Now we have to recompile everything. Here, before we do that, since we're recompiling everything, let's change this to be on text submit on text change on lose focus on gain focus. Okay, and we will also just go ahead and rerun that, which will update yes to all, update those. Beautiful. And then compile again. So completely unrelated to Project Dig, I saw some really exciting news, at least exciting for me. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I was a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, as a lot of people are, especially in my age group. And so Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've always kind of been like a little skeptical because, especially with the like changes to the combat, the original Final Fantasy VII had a ATB bar, or ATB, which is action time battle. I guess, yeah, and they have the bar, and it's just all kind of menu based. Whereas in the new version, it's like more actiony in the remake, and super skeptical of that. It's like whenever they did their showcasing at E3, it was like, okay, that actually looks pretty good. But just like yesterday at Tokyo Game Show, they kind of announced that they have a classic battle mode, which is in line with what the original does, where you have the ATB. So like they kind of take out the action and just make it be more of a menu based, combat, which is cool because it means that you can, at least from the sounds of it, you can play the game as if our UI is gone. Oh right, I know what the problem is. And text. Oh, let's go ahead and text submit. There we go. So yeah, that's really awesome. It means that from the sounds of it, at least, you can play the game with the classic battle system. Of course, there's a lot of other changes that are happening in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, the entire first game is taking place in Midgar, and so they're changing, like, a lot of the pacing is having to change. Like, you don't get any summons. Like, in the original, the first summon you get is Chocobo, or I forget the exact name, at the farm. But in the demo, they're showing off like Ifrit and whatnot, and so it's like, obviously the pacing is going to need a change if they have an entire game taking place there, because otherwise it's like, oh yeah, the game ends at level 15 or something, and there's no summons or whatever, and yeah, it would just be very different. Okay, so let's make sure that this is working. What's the type? Maybe we can actually see what it says. Locals. Type of is none. Oh, okay, cool. So it is none. Perfect. So that's going to work now. So now it can be 5, and then we can change it to 10. Let's just get rid of that. So it's now randomly 1 to 10. We can change this to be like 3. So it's always 3. We can make it be always 10. Oh, sorry, it's 3 to 10. It's minimum is 3 is what I meant to say. We can go back. Oops. Why is my keyboard not working anymore? It wasn't wanting me to be able to type. Did we hit an issue? Oh, we did. Not a numeric type. Don't know what happened there. Well, that like screwed up everything. That's kind of dumb. It ran into an issue, and I think it removed that callback because of it. Personally, as someone who never played the original Final Fantasy VII, turn-based games were never my thing. I'm excited. It looks like what Final Fantasy 15 should have done with combat. Yeah, that's what my brother-in-law is saying. He's like, I wanted to like 15, but it sucks. The combat is bad. So yeah, it does look cool. Like as I told my brother-in-law, I'm like, I don't know what version I want to play. The thing that I like about the classic mode option is that if it ends up having bad combat like 15, then there's at least this like fallback that hopefully is better. Um, so that's why I am like, hey, that's awesome. Um, yeah, I'm not set on it being exactly like Final Fantasy 7, like the original, but if they want to change things, they can. It just needs to be better if they are going to change things. But at least with this, they're saying, hey, if you don't like it or if this new thing is not better, then at least you can, for the most part, go back to the old one, but still have all this other new stuff that we're doing. We'll see. March, I think. So it will be here soon. Okay, so yeah, one of the things, well, this would be fixed if I just made it so that, like, what I could do is say how do I do that again? Numeric only. So if I wanted to make it so that we could say anything, that's right, it need to be like this. Edit, I guess that's one thing that kind of, I think in like this case, we want everything to be numeric only. I'm trying to remember. Return core. How did I set this all up? Yeah. What I want to do is add in the style sheet specifically for this other UI, and I don't remember how to do that. Let's look at the UIS stuff. So how does it know that it should? Style sheet, load style sheet, core. I guess I just have to make a new one, huh? So we'd go to data and we have the UI. So we'll call this for now, I guess, test.uis. And it needs to be much, much smaller. This will just be test. Pretty much get rid of everything for now, except for like, maybe we want the full-time stuff too. So we'll max characters. I don't know about that. Okay. So we'll say the default is true here, and the default is true here. Right. I think that this will work. I've not actually done any of this. Oh, I think this might actually need to be called particles. We'll see. It looks like that's working. Yeah. Cool. But we need to do some sort of like rounding with this. Right now, there's no rounding. So like if I say 1 to 2, it's pretty much not inclusive. Like you have to have, with the randomness, you have to have everything be exactly 1. Like it right now, the randomness is just noise based, where it generates some random 32-bit, and so all of the bits within this uint32 are just randomly set, and then we divide by uint32 max and multiply that by the range, and then we cast it to the type. And so you have to have every single bit set in order for it to hit this upper limit, which is like pretty much impossible. Yeah, I don't know what we would want to do for that. I guess we would have to say like, I don't know. Would we just round in that case? Maybe. Well, this is cool. So we should be able to also do some other stuff. Like if we look at this, I think we have size in here, edit label. So we could say, hey, let's make it so that this is a lot smaller. Like, let's say 64. So now they are, yeah, much smaller. Probably even make it be smaller, like 48. Nice. That looks pretty good. I should probably close some of this stuff. We don't need all of these things open. Okay, so with this test UI, we can now, I was thinking what we might want to do is something along the lines of maybe create groups for this stuff. Not super comfortable with all of this yet. So the element group dot create, call it max. Maybe what we want to do is like particle amount. Yeah, we'll call it amount. Probably get rid of this test button for now, right? Doesn't know. I guess what we need to do is say syntax, always open it as a Lua file. There we go. So we can comment that stuff out. So we want this group. Excuse me. Trying to remember how we do all this. Header. So I need to do header associate. Right? Padding. This is the first time I'm trying to add in an element group. I mean, it should be kind of the same as the other one, right? Associate, element. Okay, so I could provide some other stuff. We could just do the ID though. So I think that's right. We have the element group, and then we can say, let's add, we'll first add the text. We'll say add, will be a label dot create, say amount label, and this would just be like amount. And then we can say, hey, let's add relative to it to the right side. I think it'd just be right. I think it'd be like that. We might not need this. What we probably want is to give the element group some padding, right? Padding 5. We'll see. Test edit label. Okay, and then we also need this amount group. Oh, whoops. Associate. And then I need to add it, right? So we would say header add amount group at the end. I think that's right. This broken. Does padding. Attempt to call global padding. Padding.new. So one thing that sucks is that it seems like once it gets messed up, you have to restart for it to be fixed. I think. Maybe I just didn't actually fix it. No matching function takes this number of arguments. Must be the padding. Thought we had something that... Oh. Test UI19. Okay, so it must be this. Size and padding. Okay, fine. But the size. Pixel vector dot new. We'll just say 0, 0. I think that will make it so it's automatically whatever size it needs to be. Okay, so we kind of got it right. Except for it needs to be pushed way down. What am I doing? I think we can make that be top right, or right top. But that needs to be pushed down more. Does that not work? Padding add. Sorry, I haven't messed with this for a while. I've kind of forgotten. I need the alignment. Alignment dot top right. Top right. Right top. Does that work? Oh, whoops. I want to say left. What am I doing? Top left. Right. Top left. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That looks okay. It's actually like somewhat readable what this is doing. Yeah, cool. I think I'm gonna get rid of that stuff. We don't really need it on this. So that's inside of here. FPS text, FPF buffer. We don't need the timer either, right? Or that draw function. FPS timer, we don't need that. We don't need the frame count anymore. Frame time, we do want that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna also disable the debug rendering for that. UI manager, there we go. So there's this debug. Right now it's just set to true. We'll default it to false. All right, awesome. This top thing is still off, but yeah, so that looks good. We have like the very basics of this. Fortunately, like a lot of this is going to be really easy to add onto now. Like the lifespan. I guess we need to add in like maybe what I'll do is have min, max, and delta. I wonder if this supports negative numbers. It does not. 5. Yeah, you cannot add in a minus sign. I don't know the best way to go do that. Oh, it lets you go negative if you do that. The amount doesn't actually need a delta. It's these other things that do. Another thing I kind of need to do is like a lot of these they technically need to support a number. Where oh sorry, not a number, like a floating point number. So we can have the speed be 3.25 or whatever. with a change of negative 0.03. Whatever. So I need that needs to be added in. Okay. By the way, welcome anyone who has joined recently. Thank you for joining. What I'm working on is a particle editor for this new project, projectDIG. And we're just trying to make it so that we can change the various values of the particle emitter, so that way we can see what it looks like live in game. So that way there's no like guessing what we might want it to look like, or trying to guess what the changes we're making will look like, and then testing it out in the game and finding out that it's not what we want, and then shutting down the game, trying again, and so on, which is what I did for Korea, and it's kind of a waste of time, and it makes it cumbersome enough that you just don't want to add in particle effects, which kind of sucks. So yeah, working on just getting this editor working, so it'll be fast to iterate on particle effects and get them implemented in the game. Okay, so float range. Let's fix this randomness stuff. Random. So I think we want to say that start to end is inclusive. That's always a question, is like, is this inclusive or exclusive? I guess what we could do is say that by default it's exclusive. Right? Well, technically this is inclusive. What we would need to do is to get it so that this is exclusive. What would we do? Yeah, that's a little awkward, huh? Hmm. I was thinking, okay, to get this to be inclusive, this get function here, we could just add 1 to end, right? I don't know if I like that though. It would technically work. I don't know. For now we'll do that. +1. And I'll make a note here. Make end be inclusive. It should probably like. I believe that that's the correct sign. Like, this would be exclusive. With the bracket, it's inclusive. So we're just saying, hey, this result is inclusive, as many as we can. If this is 1, 2, 3, then you can get values 1, 2, or 3. Whereas if it's exclusive, you would only be able to get 1 or 2. So we can like easily test that just by going to here and say, let's make this be a 2. Oh, yeah, duh. I forgot that that's not gonna work. Well, this actually should work. The problem is that range.hpp, the randomness, it does something a little different. I was thinking I might want to change this. Basically, what I need to do is how do you do a template specialization? Exactly. I'm forgetting. Right. Like that. Okay. So we can just do this in 32t. Wonder if this is what I really want. I think so. I think that this is fine. In this case, I can just do this and say random min to max. Oh, you know what? Hey, Chaos Break. How do you get the Dungeoneer modifier options? Those were removed with the dungeon rework in version 1.6. So they are no longer an option. Yeah, the dungeon system changed dramatically in that update, and it was something that I wanted to see. Like, we might add those modifier options back in, or some version of them in the future, but I wanted to see how the new dungeon system held up on its own without the modifiers. Just came back to it, and the wiki's almost non-existent. Yeah, actually, did I get that updated? Is that working? What's going on there? How do I make it so that it uses this template option rather than the... Oh, that's right. I need to add this into the CVP file. Sorry, give me one moment and I will reply to you more. Okay, I did this in Korea. Let me look at that. Yeah, so there's a new wiki. Let me find it. Where is it at again? There we go. Are you using this wiki here? The Gamepedia wiki? I thought I updated it so it would point to wiki.playkorea.com should point to this new Gamepedia one, but it doesn't seem to actually be working. Yeah, it's pretty much non-existent right now. The new wiki. I need to try to get people to post to it. Hopefully, maybe range.hpp. Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's what I need to do. Template, just like that, and then add it into the yeah, okay. Range is not a template. So I think I get rid of that. Well, it should be like that. Oh, that's it. Whoops, wrong place. Range dot. Oh, I don't have a dot .cpp. Okay, that explains that. Okay. Okay. New item. Oh wait, no, it's in utility. New item. Build range.cpp. Let's browse for the correct location. Siege utility. There we go. Add. Hey Casper, that's awesome to hear that you and your friend enjoy Korea. Welcome back. Yeah, sorry the wiki is super outdated. You're more than welcome to contribute to it if you are up to it. You and or your friend. So basically, the deal with the wiki is that we used to have this wiki, which does have more stuff on it, but there's a few problems with it, namely that because it's on my own domain, wiki.playkorea.com, I think a lot of people were expecting me to be updating it, and it really was more of like a fan-made wiki that I ended up like helping host, because some of the fan that, or the player that originally started it, needed a host and wanted to use, yeah. So I was like, hey, I'll host it for you. And yeah, and then it got attacked by bots, spam bots, and I had to like close down. It was like, yeah, just becoming a lot to try to manage. And so I was like, you know what? Let's start a new wiki and have Gamepedia be handling that, and so they actually have like, spam bot protection and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we need to populate it. So some of it can just be like copied from here over, and some of it, but it needs to like be verified and everything. But But yeah, glad you enjoy Korea. There's some more updates coming soon. Okay, utility. All right. Okay, I think that's what I need to do for this to get it to work properly. Actually, Andrew, I believe, is working on some update stuff at this very moment. I am working on projectDIG right now, which is my newer project. But I'll probably be moving back over to Korea, or I have worked on it a tiny bit off stream, but I'm not. I might like start trying to work on it in the evening some again soon or something. I don't know. I do want to work on it on the next update before too long. So we'll try to figure out when that's gonna happen. You have other games out? No, Korea's the only one. I'm working on this new game, projectDIG, which is a 2D automation survival sandbox game. The best way to think of it is side view game like Korea or Terraria with automation, so like conveyor belts where you're trying to move items along some factory line essentially, but there's item physics, so you can like launch items over gaps or they can fall down holes and whatnot, trying to get them to your factory and then kind of convert those resources into something else. So kind of Factorio-esque. So that's what I'm working on right now. Doing a new game engine entirely here on stream. Okay. So let's see if this works now. Hey, cool. Now it's properly doing 1 or 2. That's good. That is good. Nice. Seems great. Whee! And that handle is kind of wonky. Alright, so now we can start adding in a bunch more of these. And I guess, yeah, like I was saying, we do need to support numbers. What I probably need to do is like, how can I, let's do this. Let's do Lua check if string can be converted to number. That's interesting that they have that one. To integer. I don't want it to be an integer. I want to try to see, like, you know, just say, hey, try this. If it doesn't work, then oh well. Is string. I don't. Not stuff. Oh, okay. So it sounds like it will return nil. I guess I should probably have just looked at that toNumber function, huh? Yeah. Returns nil. Does it support float? Well, we'll find out. So what we might want to do here is maybe make it so that this is not numeric by default, because most of them actually we don't want to be numeric only. We want it to be kind of different. Really what we're going to end up wanting it to be more like is where probably something along the lines of value is equal to this value, and then say if value is not equal to nil, then set it, right? So that way, and yeah, I think that's what we pretty much want to do with all of them. This needs to be value. Oh, and say local value. Okay. So I can enter in that stuff, and maybe like in this case, I might want to say, hey, this needs to be numeric only. But yeah, if you type in A, it just doesn't do anything. And maybe what I should do is say, hey, if you didn't type in a valid value, so else, we could then set the value of this set text to whatever it's currently actually. So yeah, pretty much just say, hey, you know what? Let's set it back to what it was, right? So if we say, hey, this, we want it to be that, it sets it to 5. That's awesome. So it kind of like accepts it, looks to see if it's some valid thing, and then if it's not, changes. So now the question is, what if we do like 1.5? It seems like that does work, and it's trying to set it to 1.5. I don't know if it's going, it seems like it's letting us. It might just, let's do this. Let's change that to 1, and then let's make this be 2.5. It looks like it rounds up, right? If I do 2.3, now it's 1 or 2. Yeah. So it's just rounding, which is okay, I guess. We could make it so like for the amount, we could say it's numeric only in this case. But this is great because this will make it so that we can actually do some like better stuff for, yeah, the other thing, the other stuffs, the other things, the, you know, the stuffs, the things. Yeah, that. And for all the other properties. The lifespan, the delta. Lifespan will be numeric only. Speed, direction, angle, scale. Those all can be float. Okay, it would be really nice if I could make this be more generic, where I could like, especially if I could bind this property. I don't know if I can do that though. Or something. Yeah, I don't think I can really bind it. One thing I'll need to do is add in this like concept of what's our current channel, which I think would go into the model. I was just thinking about this. I just don't want to like copy paste crazy amount. Yeah, I'd prefer if we just did something like this. Channel change. Maybe, yeah, pretty much this. And then we can do the max easily. So this is max. Max. Oops. And then over in here, we say change min. And then this would be max. Max. I like keeping this cleaner and simpler. I know it does mean that you have to like look down here, but I think that's okay. All right, so now that we got that set up, so this is like a group right here, all of this. So we can add relative. Really what we want to do is put it on the bottom left, right? Alignment, bottom left. I think that's what we want to do. And so, right? Well, is that going to work? Oh, did not like that. Add relative. Ha. I think what I need to do is provide the relative alignment as well. Alignment dot top left, which is just saying, hey, if this is the first item, then add it to the top left instead of the bottom left. I think that will work. But anyway, so what I want to do with this is kind of just copy paste it. It would be nice if we didn't have to do that. And then we would say, okay, this amount group is going to be, whoops, one too many. This is going to be the lifespan group. And then this is all going to be changed to lifespan. And this be is the lifespan min. This is lifespan max. We'll change this to say lifespan. And then down here, this is the thing that kind of sucks about all of this, is that it's like this is pretty much the same code, but I can't. Maybe what I could do is no, I don't see that working. View model element. This is actually, I might need to do that for this stuff, now that I think about it. Like, maybe that should really be view model element text. Probably. Because we'll end up needing the model at least. Okay, so anyways, we'll say this is the lifespan. Right, max. Whoops, that's wrong. Min amount. Min lifespan. Particle max. Okay. So let's see if that works. Nope. So I guess it doesn't like what we're trying to do with this add relative, huh? Okay, we'll just say add it, period. We'll try that. And then we'll try this. Right, there we go. Cool. Oh, it's capped at that. I see. Not sure if this is actually changing properly. Doesn't look like that's 9 seconds. I don't think it is. Alright, let's get rid of that. Look at the channel. It says the lifespan is 5 to 5. Okay, so what happened? Attempt to call a nil value. Can you tell me where? Min lifespan? Oh, you know what? I think it's that. Yeah. It's probably, it ran into an issue with these. So it was changing it, but the problem is that it doesn't know what these are anymore since I moved them. Yeah, that's where I think we do need to change this. Kind of like what we have for the, if we look at element.cpp, there are some, let's look for an invoke get object. Wait, isn't there more? Like on click, on activate, get object. Turns UI get state. Wait. How does it know? Whenever we have this on activate, how does it know that it's passing in the view and the model? Where is that coming from? Is that just wrong? It might be just wrong. View model element. Well, okay, yeah, this seems like I overlooked something. Or perhaps I just forgot how it's supposed to be working. Save to model. Sure. So it has the model, yeah. Do I ever invoke with the view? I guess that's the good question. Invoke view or something along those lines. I don't think I do. We'll just invoke. See all the places I'm using invoke. There's a bunch of Git objects. All right. All right. So that does not seem to be right. Want to bind a variable to a function. I don't know. This is for soul. That's good. I must be just missing something. I think I'm just missing something here. View sections. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I think I need to call it a stream though. But yeah, we made some okay progress, I guess. We got this kind of working. We got a template set up. It does need more work. We can say like, hey, let's make this last for 9 seconds. And as long as we don't screw up, it's okay, right? I don't know about that actually. That does not seem to be 9 seconds. Okay, yeah, it's not working. Never mind. Never mind. Attempt to call a nil value. Is it not being exposed? Maybe that's the problem. How am I exposing that? Not in here. Oh, it's in system, right? Get emitter name. Oh, is this called life? Oh no, there is a lifespan as well. I don't know why that's not working. It's an int range. I don't know, we'll have to look at it. We'll look at it another time. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Oh, you think I mistyped it, huh? Oh, I totally did. Oh dang, thank you. Yeah, I need to go because I'm like super tired all of a sudden. And I think I just need to take a nap before I have to deal with everything else. Still dealing with the newborn. Thank you. Yes. You are right. That is probably the issue here. That looks like it's working. Whee! Now it's dead. I think it's just that the particles are lasting a lot longer. And so it might take like 8 seconds or whatever for them to go away. But cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just need to go get some rest. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll continue to make some progress on this. So yeah, thank you for joining. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I will catch you all later. Take care.